this movie certainly contains a lot of drama. It's also a romance, it's also a dark comedy, it's quite a few things. It's written and directed by Kristoffer Borgli, who made Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage a couple years ago, which was very unique, and I enjoyed that film. And I like Zendaya, I love Robert Pattinson, there was a good hook to this movie, the marketing has been a little bit mysterious. The whole draw of the movie is that you have this soon-to-be married couple, and one of them finds out that the other one has a secret, which shakes things up dramatically. So I was looking forward to this. I had to know what the deal was, and I had a really good time. But you got Robert Pattinson and Zendaya and their two friends. They're planning their wedding. They've had a few too many drinks, and they decide, let's all go around the table one by one and say the worst thing that we've ever done. And everybody says their thing, ranging from minor mistakes you made as a kid to fairly fucked up things. But then it gets to Zendaya's turn. And what she reveals about herself will not be spoiled in this review, but it changes the way her friends and her fiancé view her, and it calls into question whether or not they want to continue being around her. And now I have to spend the whole review dancing around what the thing actually is, but I wouldn't dare spoil it. It's the entire hook of the film, but I really like what they went with here. It's something that would definitely be a conversation starter amongst audience members of, would you continue being with a person if that was something they got up to in their past? It's not like a crazy, over-the-top, horrendous thing where every single person would say, oh no, I'm totally breaking up with them. But it is serious enough to where you could totally understand that being an option. There are gonna be people on both sides, and the whole movie is basically Robert Pattinson spiraling out of control as he doesn't know what to do. Kind of being in denial that she was telling the truth about this, coming to terms with who he thought she was. Like, is she really who he thought she was? Like, that was in the past. Has she changed? He's thinking of little things that he didn't really think much of before, but now he's connecting dots that he didn't connect before, and he's driving himself crazy, and he's trying to justify it to himself, and he's looking for ways to maintain the relationship, and that's very relatable, even if you're not dealing with things as extreme as the problems the characters have in this movie. Just the idea of you not wanting to shake things up, not wanting to break things off because you're comfortable with the person you're with, and you're trying to justify, like, well, they have this thing that I really don't like, but maybe if I just stick with it, I'll get used to it. Maybe it won't bother me anymore in the future, and that could end up being a really big problem. Sometimes you need to cut that off or address the issue completely rather than just going through with your wedding and hope the issue goes away. And one of their friends really doesn't take it well at all, so there's the constant threat that she might tell somebody. Robert Pattinson, as he gets more stressed, he starts making more mistakes and doing more weird things he shouldn't be doing, which could then blow back on him, and it gets out of control. And the two lead actors have great chemistry with each other. At the beginning, their relationship is really sweet. I really bought them together. I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop to find out what the hell she did. And then it's just immediately like the atmosphere completely changes. Zendaya is really good. She's very charming. So like, despite what we learn about her, I still care for her character in the present. I want to be forgiving of her. And Robert Pattinson is just fantastic as he is trying to deal with all of this. He's kind of an anxious and a little bit awkward of a guy. And so him finding out this vital piece of what makes up his partner shortly before their wedding, it messes with him, and he's so good. I just love seeing that guy in anything, really. And it covers some dark subject matter. Like, the thing that it touches on is a very real-world issue. It's a very sensitive topic that could rub a lot of people the wrong way, but they go for it, and they even make some really good comedy out of it. They take something truly horrendous, they display it on screen, and a lot of the times they will just make very awkward comedy out of it, awkward in a very good way. The absurdity of this thing she was doing in the past just presented to you matter-of-factly the way you really don't expect to see. You can make some good humor out of some dark material if you know how to write it well, and I really liked a lot of the comedy in this. I also really liked the editing. It'll often cut really quickly between different scenes. It'll contrast the sadness of the present with the happiness of the past. It'll show people's imagination and what they're thinking someone else might be doing right now. It'll show flashbacks. It'll cut to different scenes while audio of the present scene is playing. Like, it keeps the pace moving pretty quickly. It adds a lot of energy to these scenes. I could see some people not liking it, getting a little bit distracted, because sometimes we're just cutting quickly between what are flashbacks, what's happening in the present, and maybe sometimes you might be like, okay, is this actually happening, or are we cutting to a future vision right now? Yeah, you have to think about it for a second, but overall, I really enjoy the way they decided to edit the movie. I was really left wondering how the movie was going to end. So much of it seems clear the entire time with how poorly Robert Pattinson's character handles the news. It feels like it's headed for an inevitable tragedy, and I'm wondering, how are we going to end this? Is this just going to be so sad by the end? Are we going to do like an unrealistic, completely happy ending? Are you going to make that somehow work? Are we going to land somewhere in the middle? There's a lot you can do here with a story like this and characters like this. And I actually really like the way they ended it. I thought it was very satisfactory and very fitting for the story and the tone that we had here. These are flawed characters. Some of the things they do are definitely, again, going to be conversation starters, but they also feel human. It's a little over the top because we are dealing with some comedic elements, but they feel like just people who are trying to deal with a very bizarre situation. And so I actually did care about them, and even as they were just making these terrible mistakes, I wanted it to work out and had no idea if it would. So I definitely recommend supporting this in theaters. It's an original, adult-oriented, romantic drama, dark comedy that's kind of weird. I think that definitely deserves support. I hope it does well. Like, one of the Thursday night showings at my theaters was pretty packed, which is kind of unusual for a movie like this. And so maybe it's the stars, maybe it's that hook, people wanting to know what the hell Zendaya did, but I hope it does well. Definitely check it out. It's not the kind of movie I'd be rewatching all the time, but I would rewatch it. I liked it. It's maybe just a little bit too long. It can get a little bit repetitive because from very early on it becomes clear Robert Pattinson is not about this. He's not into it at all. You don't really have a lot of scenes that are going to change your mind on that to make you think, oh, you know what? He might be coming around to accepting this. It seems for a very long time that he is just handling it very poorly, and so maybe there's like one extra scene in there that didn't need to be in there, where it's like, okay, we get it by this point. But overall, really well done, very interesting. But leave your thoughts down in the comments on the drama, literally the movie, and also the drama within the movie. This was all just my opinion, so I'd love to hear from you as well, how the whole thing worked for you, and how would you handle that news? Mark your comments with spoiler tags, but genuinely, I want to know, if you found out that someone that close to you did that, how would you handle it? I like to think I know how I would handle it, and I think I could deal with it. I think I could. But you never know. In the actual situation, maybe it would affect me more. I'm not sure. Next week, we got Faces of Death, maybe a couple other things, but I'm definitely going to see that one. No idea how that's going to turn out at all. Could be creepy, could be horrendous. I really have no idea, but I'm sure I'll check that out. So stay tuned for more videos from me. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time.